to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experiences the members of playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today, I'll be trying something a little different than my normal. For a rundown of what I'm doing, I was watching a review video and they were talking about Raiders of the North Sea. And I was thinking how I really love that worker placement mechanic where you place one worker, get an action, pull a worker, get that action, and how that mechanic is not used a lot in other games. And then I got to think about some of my other favorite mechanics, and say one of my favorite mechanics is the idea of having a hand of cards. You're playing those cards down, and they stay down when you play them. You don't get them back until you play a card that allows you to pull them back. So I had a thought of combining those two mechanics, and I kind of ran with that a little bit. I combined that thought with an earlier thought of a game that I had thought of to make a better first-person shooter game, because there's only a couple of them. There's not a whole lot of shooting games that really try to emulate, an FPS. And the ones I played, most of them I didn't like a lot. Didn't think it really felt like an FPS. So I had some ideas for that. And the long and short of it is, I had a concept. I haven't done any research. I don't think I necessarily have a good game. At the moment, I wanted to get a proof of concept. I'm not trying to make a good game necessarily right now. I'm not trying to make it look nice. And I'm not trying to make it overly complicated. I just want to get a proof of concept to see if this is something that's actually worth pursuing. And as I said, I've done no research at all. I don't even know how to create a game in Tabletop Simulator yet. So this is going to be very, very much trial and error. So I'm going to actually try and build the basics and see how this goes. So I need a base here. Looks like there are some options for building. See what comes up with a custom deck. No. That's not great for what I'm trying to do. So let's start. We need to change these objects. Tables. Let's change the table. I want more space. Okay. Delete this board. I will be using dice. I will need a lot more of them. I will be thinking it's going to be a 4-player game, but we'll see how it goes. I will need a whole lot of dice. Put those aside for now. Let's get a board out. Now, I'm going to start with very simple. Just do a straightforward grid. So what are my options for boards? Not a lot. I don't know how to do the custom board yet, but that's fine. I'm going to use just a Go board because it's a simple grid pattern. Okay. So we're going to start with one player on each corner. The lock in this board is okay because that's okay. So Go board is set up to lock to the lines rather than the spaces, which is not what I want. Let's try something different. I could probably, once I get to know what I'm doing, that should be good. Once I know what I'm doing, I can probably rewrite those kind of things. Okay, so basic concept. We've got 4 players. We need a bunch of dice. Well, okay, so tons of dice. I didn't want to get out of that. Okay, so next. I think the key of the big part of this game, my main concept was you're taking a hand of cards. You can have some of them that start down on the board, and some of them that start in your hand. Each card's going to have a top and bottom action. On a turn, you can play a card from your hand to take the top action, and pick up a card from the deck from your display to take the bottom action. So you get 2 actions each turn. And they're going to be straightforward, simple actions, at least, for this concept. So I need to figure out how to make cards that I can write on. Let's I don't need a custom. Let's see what happens when I okay face. I don't that is I need to do is I probably need to make images outside of the game and import them. At least eventually. These are options for a blank card. So custom card. Okay. No. Okay, so it won't let me do that. It's probably painful for people who actually know what they're doing. But as I said, this is a temporary. This is supposed to be a quick down and dirty component. Cards. Random card. Okay. Let's get a random card. Okay, so let's get a draw tool, draw a shape. Top of it. Nope, that doesn't draw on the card. Next. No, it's down there. How do I draw on the card? This. Scale it up just to make it easier to see what I'm doing. I can put snap points. Okay, so that's how I do that. Snap points. Object. I need to be able to do custom cards. And how face. So I can do. I need it to do images. So whatever I do, I have to save as an image. Just as a test, let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. So I know how to get the images I want, but it would be so much easier if I could just do text on these cards. Okay, so I'm finding so I'm trying to find a program that'll actually let me save images, text as images. Okay, so this will work. Shape. Okay, just kind of a rough shape. Just rough shape. Okay, it's really down and dirty. Brush. Just take a 2D shape. Line. Across to split it. Said this doesn't have to look nice, it just has to function. Okay, so There we go. Alright. Okay, so basically the idea of this card, you're gonna have either slow move if you're playing it from your hand, or you can do a melee strike if you're picking it up. So let's save this card. Save as image. JPEG. Okay, so next, I'll add this text. So one of the so I'm going to remove 3. 3. Move. I'll make this a shoot. Yeah, so image. This tag 2. Move 1. Reload. So we can put ammo right there. Yeah. Reload. Let's do a reload. Okay, let's see here. No, reload. Save as. There we go. There's card 3. Okay, next. Text. So, move 6, so that we're going to have a super for each option. So there's going to be one card with a top action but no bottom action, and one card with the bottom action but no top action. And they're going to be strong, so basically, never to do a move 6 again, you have to take a rest action in the future. Okay. Shoot tag. 4. Reload. 1 for a top action. And shoot. I don't want. Yeah. Plus, nothing, as long as I don't have a move, I don't want them to be able to shoot on the first turn, necessarily. I want them to start, or do I? I also don't want, I don't want to overthink it. I just want to do a proof of concept. Okay, so I'll get some options, and then I can trim out options as I need to. Okay, so super for the bottom would be double shot. Do I want to do a double shot? No. Shoot plus 1D. This would be like a headshot function. It's not good enough for a super. Again, proof concept, we'll just do it, see how it works. Okay. So my thoughts were, well, so basically you can have 4 cards down, 4 cards up, and initially I don't necessarily want them to be able to shoot on their first turn, so there shouldn't be any shoots on the top actions that are in their card or the bottom actions that are down. Because if you can shoot on the first turn, that could be a potential unfair advantage. What did I do already? Okay, let's go through my images. So I got, let's do this way. So what do I have so far in my FPS components? I have a move 1, move 3. Okay, 2 move 1s, move 3. That makes sense. Move 3, shoot. I need a shoot for the top. Oh, I thought there was no effect on that. Oh, whatever. So I need a shoot for top. I need at least 2 bottom ones. And I need a melee for the top. So melee, shoot. So basically I can do the reverse of those, potentially, of cards 1 and 2. Is that what I want? Makes sense. So which ones are going to actually start in the hand then? If I do reverse those ones, the ones that will start in the hand would be the move 1, move 3, and move 6, as well as second move 1. But the shoot plus 1D. No, I'll have to reload 1 in the hand. So I don't want any shoots in this. 2 shoots on the bottom. I don't need 2 shoots on the bottom. Nor do I want 2 shoots on the bottom. I'll actually end up having 3 shoots on the bottom right now. So, card 5, it's not good. So I got plenty. I can replace card 3 with a shoot on top. Yeah, I'm okay with card 6 being down. Because, yeah, that means they could potentially shoot on their first turn, but they're using a valuable card, and they have to spend an action to get that card back. So that'll put some thought to it. Okay, but I don't like base card 3. Oh, you can't even see this. Let's just move the whole thing over. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Now that you can actually see this. Just so you can see it better. Okay. So I think base card 1 is fine. That would start in your hand. And so with base card 2. Base card 3 I want to redo, I don't like that. I'll probably do the shoot for the top. And reload all for the bottom. Just running with a reload all is going to be too strong, but well, let's get the trial and everything. Move 6, I'm fine with that starting your hand. And the base card 5 is going to start on your hand as well. Which is 4 down, 4 in your hand. I'm okay. I'm okay with there being 1 shoot option, which is your super shoot that's available. So you could spend that on your first turn. That's the only way you could shoot in your first turn, but that's a valuable card. We'll see if it's powerful enough, but the idea is supposed to be pretty powerful, because you're going to have to lose an action later to get it back. And you have to debate whether it's worth that losing that action later. Now, so I need 2 more cards that are going to start down. Basically, he's going to have to change to shoot. So I'll need 1 to start down with melee on top. And 1 that's going to be start down with what do I not have on top? Because base 3 is going to have a shoot. At least, maybe I want to, since I got 2 shoots on the bottom, so maybe I want 1 shoot on the top and 2 melees on the top. That's a possibility. Okay, yeah, let's go with that for now. Again, the idea is just to have a proof of concept. Okay, so first I want to change base card 3 to shoot on top. And reload all on the bottom. Place. Okay, now we need lay on top. I didn't think of what I still needed for bottom. So I need 2 melees, but on bottom, I currently don't have any moves, so I need to move 1 and move 3. That's what I need on the bottom. Is there not enough movement on the bottom? No. Just try it. We'll just try it. Let's see how it works. That's supposed to... No. Okay, melee. Why is that? What? Okay, when I hit melee, why is it deleting? Oh, there we go. And move. Okay, so let's save this as JPEG base card 7. Now, I do have concepts for deck building that'll come in later, but for now I'm just sticking with base concept. Again, just to prove that, see if it actually functions at all. Melee, move, move. Okay, as image. JPEG base card 8. Okay, so that's all my cards. Now, I was thinking I'd have a special power card, which is going to be well, it's going to be player aid for the special power. So basically, the concept is to get people going to start with 5 health, and whenever you lose a health, it goes on your available supply, and then you can spend those health for bonus actions. So first, I want a shape. So let's just do a simple heart shape. Do we have a simple heart shape? Really? So weird. 2D shapes. Oh, that's right. Okay. Heart. And copy and paste. Yes. So it's going to be 1 heart. So first, initially, I'll start with just 2. Just keep it simple. 2 abilities. So basically, you have the basic one, which is going to be a dodge. And damage. Okay. Well, I'll worry about naming them later. So okay, so the second one is going to be, so it's going 3 hearts, and you can do your super, which is an extra turn. Now, eventually, I think I will do asymmetrical power, so these would be different player to player. But for proof of concept, we'll see if this works. I don't want to make this complicated until I know if it even works at all. Player 8. Okay. So that's going to be all the card components that I'm going to use. So let's go back into Tabletop Simulator. Let's get that pen to delete these objects. Delete. Okay, how do I erase that? Erase. Okay, so we've cleaned this up. Okay, I want to create an object, which is going to be a custom card. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go. No. Okay. So for the back side of the card, well, first make sure the front works. Let's go to data. Where is my FPS components? Okay. Yeah, just for the heck of it. Okay, so I'm good. Put it back. The front is going to be okay. Type 2 logo. Okay. I should have marked which cards start in their hand and which ones start down. Oh well. I'll have to do that in the future. But okay. He's coming along, I think. I'm actually designing a game. Whether it's a good game, who knows? Probably not. But it's a game. So, this is my hand. How does this look? Fine. Okay, I want to duplicate all this. Huh. Yes, okay, we're gonna have hands. Yeah. that. Okay. So, in my hands, I'm going to start with set one, but before I keep hitting escape for everything, and escape is not what you want to hit. Okay, so yes, this melee is in your hand. Okay, move 3 is going to be into your hand. There are my starting cards. We can do the same setup. Okay. Okay, so another thing to do for the future is color code these cards so you know what which is your cards. But okay, so there's that. Now there's going to be a bunch of dice. 6 dice for each player. Now I got to start making the board. Dice for everybody. Okay, so I got dinner. That object. Okay, so everybody has 6 dice. So the idea is going to be you got to put some objects in. Components. And these are just going to be basically walls. Blocks would be fine. Red just to make it obvious. How do I do this so it doesn't okay, I don't want these blocks to go to the snap point, so how do I do... It also no. Physics. No. Okay. No, none of that. Okay, so what options do I have? If I want something that doesn't snap. Components. I'm just basically trying to make walls. Red square is pretty much what I want, but okay, I think what I'm gonna have to do is tag snap. let's delete all snap points for now. Go back to that. Cool. This is going to take a little while. Oh, but no, I want... Okay, no. Okay. Just do a bunch on blues. Okay, I want those snap points because... Okay. It's going to be like this. I need to scale these up a little bit to fill the whole spot. Okay, so every other spot is going to be blocked out. Okay, yes, this is what I want. Okay, so the idea is that it's not a symmetrical grid. Okay, that's interesting. Let's do it like this then, for now. Well, it is symmetrical, but it's not an even number of symmetrical grids. Something like that, and this, and this, and this. Okay, so something like that. That will potentially resolve my... Does that make sense? But here's the problem. I specifically want an open space in the middle. Root this. Root this. Okay, so, because I also want different number of squares, but I don't know how to do that yet. So if I do this, I don't like the number of squares. It doesn't work that well for what I'm trying to do. Okay, well, also, let's wait. And do the same thing. Clone. Yeah, the number of squares is not ideal for what I'm trying to do. It's not really what I was thinking of doing. Okay. There's a way to easily add squares to this board. You see, I suppose I should explain the concept. So, really what's going to happen... Actually, what if I change boards... Boards, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need an odd number, actually, to make this work the way I want to work. Try this. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Okay, that works better, maybe. So it'd be reverse on this side. How did that work out? Oh, no. I'm fine with that, actually. Then press here, we do down here, 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 here. Okay, and yes, I think that's acceptable. Delete this board, move these guys. Go away, fly. Bottom. I need to. Unlock this object. What is it? It's not letting me interact with this. Okay, so next I need to walk these down. So that you can't accidentally move them. Walk an object. I think it's just L. Oops. Okay, so all those objects are locked down. Oh. There's a problem, though. Well, one of the colors don't match, but I can fix that. I need to do something with this. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. No. No. I'm getting the hang of this slowly. Okay, so this is basically the board. Okay. Let's make sure all these are locked down. Okay, so everything should be locked down. Now I need to make the key point locations. So, I should have done that as a reverse for the player aid is. Or I can just do another quick player aid. We need a zone or a two-dimensional object. Let's just do let's go Sun Square. Scale you down. I only want to take up the Sun Square. Okay, so if you get there, you can get a point. Oh, I also need to make health tokens. But, as you can see, actually I wanted to make it easy for people to shoot. But they only want to be able to shoot in straight lines. So actually I want to get rid of these block points. I want them block points to be not there. So actually, let's rethink this. I'll move this here. Potential scoring point. But the whole point is the location to score from is shoot easily an easy target. I mean, so I don't want that blocked, but I also want it equally accessible. And I also need. Okay, well, let's get my other components first. And I can rearrange how I need something for upgrading melee and upgrading combat. And upgrading guns. Well, I don't have a lot. What are my options? I'll eventually have to make objects, but for now, that's the other option. I can raid mods for other people just for demo purposes. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Something like that. So I don't want the person in the center who's going for a point to have cover. I don't like that either. Okay, so let's think about this. So if this goes here, let's unlock these. Because I want to move these. We'll go back to this concept of I want it for now it's going to be as symmetrical as possible. I'll probably go for a more complex map later. Okay, so this is the base. So they have direct line of sight. Here. So if they were here, anywhere in this area, they have direct line of sight. So they're anywhere in this area, they have to. So they. Good. Okay, something like. So they have all four sides can attack on this center. Ow, ow. So where are the vulnerable? The board's symmetrical for now. Move that down again. Okay, so if you go to the center, center's a dangerous place. So it can shoot you from four sides. Don't necessarily want to be able to shoot. Well, oh, interesting. What if I did this? So they upgrade their weapons. You can go. That's not a terrible idea. So that they can upgrade their guns. And every time they upgrade a gun, they get an extra D6. So the basic concept of the combat is you start with 3d6. Which is a pistol. And if a 9 is a hit, and then any multiples of 9 is additional hits. So if you happen to get all 3 6s, you actually can get 2 hits, 2 damage. And you can upgrade up to 5. Was it 5 that I was going with? Well, okay. Upgraded shotguns of 4d6. Yes, it was 6. Upgrade to assault rifle is 5d6. Upgrade to a rocket launcher is 6d6. So, if you manage to upgrade all the way, the idea is 36. You could potentially do 5 damage. No, 4 damage. So you could. I wanted it to be. If you upgrade all the way, you could potentially, if you're super lucky, you can get an instant kill. So, do I want it to be 4 health instead of 5? We'll go with 4 health. And then the 1 and 3 still work. Basically, if you ever avoid damage, you can no longer ever do your one-time ability. Well, I can play with the number of damage that's possible later. Let's lock these down. Lock. Whoops. Now I can't. There. That was not right. That's not locked. Okay, so everything should be locked down now. That's not. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can do that with your first move. I might change that to a double shoot. I want that to be powerful, but actually, so if you go to one of these spots, you can. So I have to let's change the. Let's go into my wow. So I only want. I'm just gonna limit it a lot of these snap points. Okay, so all my snap points are set. Everybody has their own cards, their player aid. Now I need to create hearts. Objects, is there something that could be used as health? RPG kit. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you know what I could have done is I could use these components. Well, eventually. For like the walls and things. Instead of just like squares. Come on, there's gotta be some sort of health trackers. Let's get this. Okay, well, marbles. I could temporarily use marbles. I'll need the counters for points. Okay, so yes, I can count the points. Now I need something. I still need hearts. We'll use red marbles for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let me do this. Okay. Let's stick with 5. 2, 3, 3. No, let's stick with. Go for it. Keep it short till I'm. Wait. 4 health. So I need also to be able to track gun type. So, some object that. For now, let's just do a second counter. Let's do one of them. Red. Okay, so the other thing I need, some way to keep them from just upgrading over and over again. So I could do a chit. I can upgrade 4 times. So that you can only use each one once. So I'll do like a poker chip for each of them, 4 poker chips for each of them, or something that they can put on top, next to or on top of, to show that they've done that. And you can't use the same upgrade point again. So yes, that would mean start at 386, upgrade to will be 76, which is pretty crazy. Which means the potential damage, if the highest you could roll is 42, which means if you divide that by 9. No, I want to keep it at. Okay, so I'll give them. In order to keep it at 36, which is nice and divisible by 9, I will only give them 3 chips, so they can only upgrade 3 times, and it has to be different locations. Okay, so that will be a very small. I want it. How about a check? You know what? Just code 2. Sure. Okay, so I'll make. Two. All the components do eventually have to write down all the rules. So, but the rules are basically play 1 card from your hand, taking the top action, put it down here, and then pick up a card and take the bottom action. You're going to move around the board. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to change these to the colors. Change this one to blue. Change this one to red. Change this one to blue. Oh no, that should be blue. And this should be blue. And I think it's yellow. No, right. Right. Fly. Okay, so the rules are you can be moving around the board, shooting. If you shoot, you roll according to your current d6, and total it up. So 11, 12, divide by 9. For each interval of 9, you get a hit. So that'd be 1 hit. You can only hit if somebody's in a straight line. Only orthogonally counts, no diagonal. If you get to one of these locations, you can upgrade your weapon, which means, so you would track that on here, so you get +1, which means in future you would roll an extra d6. So you can increase the chance of having multiple hits. So thematically, that will be you picking up a shotgun, or picking up an assault rifle, or a rocket launcher. The max of those is you can only do that 3 times. You have to go drop one of these tokens each time you upgrade, so you can no longer use that location again. I will have to think of a better way of indicating that without necessarily cover the location. Doesn't matter too much for now. Oh, whoopsie! You can't see my face. Okay, so let's repeat that. So, the concept of this game is on each turn you're going to be playing a card from your hand. You'll take with the card you play from your hand, you're going to take the top action from. Then you will be picking up a card from your display and taking the bottom action. Okay? So, you'll be moving around the board and potentially trying to shoot somebody. You can only shoot in a straight line. When you shoot, you roll 3d6 to begin with, marked by your red counter. Now, if you make it to one of these locations, you can take one of your chips, put it on that location, and then you can upgrade your counter, and now you roll 4d6 whenever you shoot. You have 3 of those chips, which indicates you can upgrade 3 times, so you can only do 3 of the 4 locations. If you manage to end up on the same space as somebody, which we'll have to figure out. Okay. No. Because of that. So 2 players can share a space. If you're on the same space, you can melee, but you cannot shoot. A melee is just an instant, automatic 1 hit. If you manage to make it to the sun, you get a point. If you hit somebody, if you manage to damage somebody, you get a point per damage. If a player dies, the game ends immediately. The person who killed them scores the points, gets 1 bonus point for killing the person, and the game ends. The person with the most points wins. That should be it. And as I said at the beginning, this is just proof of concept to see if the basic concept. Oh, before I get into that, the other thing is, as you take damage, you are going to be. Eventually, I'll have player boards, but you'll be taking some of these marbles. You have 4 health, so every time you take damage, you will get those marbles into your supply, and you can spend them. For now, I'll just say you'll put them on this card, and you can spend them, aka take them out of the game, to use some of your abilities. The extra, if you spend 1, you can ignore a damage. However, if you choose to ignore damage, you will never be able to do your super ability, which is spend 3 to get an extra turn. And that is the entire game at the moment. I definitely will have to work through and add or subtract or revise as I try out this game. But the whole point of this is a proof of concept. I am just trying to see if there is a potential game here. Doesn't have to be good yet. It doesn't even really necessarily have to work well yet. And it definitely doesn't have to look good. It just has to have some potential. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is something worth pursuing? Is there any real potential in this for a good game? Or is it something to just keep in the back of my mind when I have a better idea? I can maybe incorporate some of the concepts here. If you are a designer and see something you think you could actually make a good game out of, feel free to do that, but I would love to hear about that. But thank you for watching, Hope you enjoyed this weird experiment.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check us out on other social media such as Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget to like and subscribe.